Bruce Lee is a household name, and although he died relatively young, the legacy he left simply by being really good at punching people is astounding. His unparalleled skill in martial arts and his profound impact on the industry are nothing short of legendary. He raised the standard so high that even today, it remains a formidable challenge for even the most adept martial artists to match his feats. Though 50 years after his death, it is still very hard to find someone as impressive as him. It's as if he belonged to a different planet. Join us as we delve into 15 times Bruce Lee proved that he was superhuman. Number 1. The Dragon Flag. Bruce Lee's journey to martial arts mastery was no stroke of luck. It was a path he carved with unwavering dedication and an almost supernatural drive. From a tender age, Bruce harbored a clear vision of becoming a legendary fighter, and he committed every moment of his life towards realizing this dream. His training was intense and relentless, far beyond the norms of even the most dedicated fighters. He understood that peak physical condition was paramount in martial arts. A slight lapse could mean defeat in the face of adversity. His dedication to his craft was more than just a passion. It bordered on the lines of an obsession. As recounted by his wife, Bruce's life revolved around training. He devoted every spare moment to refining his skills, displaying a level of discipline and focus that was almost otherworldly. Bruce paid particular attention to his core, the powerhouse of the body encompassing the torso and stomach. He firmly believed that a strong core was pivotal in executing every movement and technique in martial arts. Therefore, he dedicated an extraordinary amount of time to fortifying this area. It was in this pursuit of excellence that Bruce Lee created the Dragon Flag, a unique and highly demanding workout regimen. This exercise involved lying flat on a bench and lifting his entire body, maintaining contact only at the shoulders. He would then hold and manipulate his body in this elevated position for extended periods, demonstrating a level of core strength and control that few could even fathom. The Dragon Flag, now a revered component in martial arts training and fitness regimes, stands as a testament to Bruce Lee's innovative spirit and physical prowess. Yet, to this day, it remains a challenge for even the most seasoned athletes to replicate Bruce Lee's extraordinary execution of this exercise. Number 2. Broke a 45-kilogram sandbag with a kick. Bruce Lee's feat of shattering a 45-kilogram sandbag with a single kick is a testament to his extraordinary capabilities, even in a life filled with remarkable achievements. This incident is a standout moment that left everyone in awe and silenced any skeptics who doubted his prowess. Known predominantly for his devastating punches, Bruce Lee had, in fact, trained every part of his body to be a lethal weapon. His legs were no exception, wielding the power to inflict as much, if not more, damage than his fists. The legendary incident involved Bruce Lee executing a specialized technique known as the superside kick. The sheer force of this kick was so immense that it not only hit the sandbag but also tore it apart. This incredible achievement isn't just a tale, it's an officially recognized record in the Guinness Book of World Records. Such a display of power inevitably leads one to ponder the effects of such a kick on a human opponent. It's no wonder that rational minds would think twice before challenging Bruce Lee. Despite his formidable reputation, there were still those who questioned his abilities, dismissing him as merely a cinematic fighter without real-life combat skills. Many dared to challenge him only to quickly realize that Bruce Lee was indeed a force to be reckoned with, far beyond the ordinary realm of martial artists. Number 3. Catching rice with chopsticks. Bruce Lee's training extended beyond mere physical fitness. He also focused intensely on sharpening his reflexes, a crucial attribute for any skilled fighter. The ability to swiftly respond to sudden changes in combat can make the difference between victory and defeat. Bruce, with his trademark dedication and focus, pursued unique methods to refine these critical instincts. One of the more legendary aspects of his training involved catching grains of rice with chopsticks. It sounds almost mythical, reminiscent of a scene straight out of the 1984 film The Karate Kid, where Mr. Miyagi trains Daniel using a similar technique, albeit with a fly. This iconic movie moment is believed to have drawn inspiration from Bruce Lee's own extraordinary reflex training. Stories abound of Bruce skillfully tossing grains of rice into the air and deftly catching them mid-flight, with nothing but a pair of chopsticks. Such a feat is not just a test of patience and concentration, but a true testament to his incredible reflexes and hand-eye coordination. While there may not be video evidence to confirm these tales, Bruce's unwavering commitment to his art leaves little room for doubt that he could have mastered such an impressive skill. Number 4. Kicked a 135-kilogram punching bag into the ceiling. Bruce Lee's feat of propelling a 135-kilogram punching bag to the ceiling remains a topic of much debate and intrigue. Many skeptics find it hard to believe, considering it nearly impossible. However, we're talking about Bruce Lee here, not just an ordinary martial artist, but a legend who consistently demonstrated his extraordinary capabilities. The tale goes that Bruce delivered a kick to this massive punching bag, sending it soaring up to 5 meters high, the equivalent height of a standard bungalow. The physics behind such an act has been a subject of discussion among experts for years. They ponder how someone of Bruce Lee's stature, average by Asian standards and relatively small by Western measures, could generate enough force to launch such a heavy object to such heights. Yet James Coburn, the renowned American actor who also trained under Bruce Lee, vouched for his exceptional power and agility. Coburn described Bruce Lee as the fastest man he had ever seen. He even recounted witnessing Bruce Lee strike a supersized sandbag with such force that it struck the ceiling. This account, along with others, adds a layer of credibility to the debated event. While many of Bruce Lee's phenomenal achievements weren't captured on film and thus rely on eyewitness testimony, his legacy as one of the most formidable martial artists in history is unshakable. Number 5. One-fingered push-ups, one-armed pull-ups. Bruce Lee's approach to exercising was anything but ordinary. While many of us engage in regular workouts with push-ups and pull-ups being among the most common and accessible exercises, Bruce's regimen was on a whole other level. These exercises are popular for good reasons. They don't require special equipment and offer a comprehensive workout, challenging enough to break a sweat and boost overall fitness. Most people have a limit to how many push-ups or pull-ups they can do, ranging widely based on individual fitness levels. However, when it came to Bruce Lee, he redefined the limits of these exercises. If you think you can do a fair number of push-ups, Bruce could effortlessly do twice as many and then some. His fitness feats were truly remarkable. For instance, there was a time when he was tested for the number of push-ups he could perform. Not content with the ordinary, Bruce chose to do this test one-handed, using only his thumb and index finger. Astoundingly, he completed up to 200 push-ups in this manner. But Bruce didn't stop there. He pushed the boundaries further by doing push-ups with just his 2 thumbs, managing to complete over 100 in this challenging position. To top it all off, when performing standard 2-handed push-ups, Bruce could astonishingly do over 1,500 consecutively without a break. His extraordinary strength and endurance made him a true powerhouse, the kind of person you wouldn't want to challenge in a fitness competition. Number 6. He was a master of Nunchaku. The Nunchaku, often referred to as nunchucks, gained iconic status largely due to Bruce Lee, the legendary martial artist. This seemingly simple weapon, typically comprising 2 sticks connected by a chain or rope, can be crafted from wood, metal, or plastic. Under Bruce Lee's mastery, the nunchucks transformed into a formidable weapon. Interestingly, Bruce initially had a strong aversion to nunchucks. In fact, he disliked them so much that he initially refused to include them in his martial arts repertoire. The nunchaku has a rich history in Japanese martial arts, dating back about 400 years. They were initially used as training tools to enhance quick hand movements and improve posture. However, in the era of Bruce Lee, the nunchaku wasn't a popular choice among kung fu practitioners, who generally preferred the Chinese sword for its efficiency and effectiveness. Prominent martial artists of the time, like Jimmy Wang Yu, To Lung, and Chung Pei Pei, favored the sword, making the nunchaku less appealing. Dan Inosanto, a renowned martial artist who trained with Bruce Lee, recounted that Lee initially saw the nunchaku as impractical for combat, even dismissing them as a worthless piece of junk. However, Inosanto managed to persuade Bruce to give the nunchaku a chance. After just 3 months of training, Bruce Lee was wielding the nunchaku with a proficiency as if he had been practicing for years. His skill with the weapon was so advanced that he could generate an astounding force of 1,600 pounds, making the nunchaku his weapon of choice in his films. Today, the nunchaku is not only an integral part of Bruce Lee's legacy, but has also gained widespread popularity among martial artists worldwide. Yet, despite the proficiency of many in using the nunchaku, it's widely acknowledged that no one could surpass Bruce Lee, the master himself, in skill and finesse with this weapon. Number 7. He could throw 6 kicks in a second. As we delve deeper into Bruce Lee's extraordinary feats, it becomes increasingly apparent that we're not talking about an ordinary person. The capabilities he demonstrated are almost beyond belief, yet they were very much a reality for this martial arts legend. Bruce Lee wasn't just gifted, he was a man who pushed the limits of human potential through relentless training and discipline. He was renowned for his ability to execute a series of rapid-fire kicks in a mere second, a feat that defies the typical capabilities of the human body. This remarkable speed and agility were the result of his intense and dedicated training regimen. Bruce would often practice with heavy weights attached to his wrists and ankles, honing his punches and kicks with exceptional speed. When he removed these weights, his movements became incredibly swift, like lightning. It's vital to remember, though, that despite being considered superhuman, Bruce Lee was indeed human. He wasn't born with extraordinary powers or bestowed with gifts from another world. His extraordinary abilities were the fruits of his intense training, unwavering discipline, and dedication to his art. He spent every spare moment refining his craft, even incorporating exercises like wrist curls while watching TV, ensuring no moment was wasted. Bruce Lee's approach to martial arts was pioneering. He constantly sought to learn and improve, often challenging traditional methods, which occasionally put him at odds with other martial arts masters. Today, his legacy continues to inspire martial artists worldwide, serving as a testament to what can be achieved through hard work and perseverance. His mastery over his body was unparalleled. Every part of him was trained to deliver maximum impact in combat. His punches and kicks were among the strongest and fastest ever seen and remain unmatched. To put his achievements in perspective, consider the record for the most kicks in a minute, held by martial artist Silvana Shamoun and her student, who managed 178 kicks in 60 seconds. Impressive as this is, it pales in comparison to Bruce Lee's rate of almost 6 kicks per second. Decades after his passing, Bruce Lee's legacy endures, and it's still a formidable challenge to find anyone who matches his level of skill and intensity in martial arts. Number 8. He was too fast for cameras of the time to film. From a young age, Bruce Lee dedicated himself to mastering martial arts, spending countless hours perfecting his skills. By the time Hollywood came knocking, he had already established himself as a world-class martial artist. However, his transition into the film industry was not without its challenges. In the mid-1960s, when film technology was still evolving, Bruce's incredible speed posed a unique problem for filmmakers. His breakthrough role came in 1966 with The Green Hornet, a superhero TV series where he quickly became the standout star. Despite its success, filming the show proved to be a significant challenge. The cameras of that era simply couldn't keep up with Bruce's rapid movements. While modern cameras can shoot up to 240 frames per second, cameras in the 60s and 70s struggled to reach even 24 frames per second. As a result, many of Bruce's dynamic fight scenes were lost in translation on screen. Bruce's speed was extraordinary. He could deliver up to 9 punches and 6 kicks in just a single second, a rate too fast for the cameras to accurately capture. The production team of The Green Hornet often found that their footage showed Bruce standing still, while his opponents seemingly fell around him without cause. To the naked eye, it appeared as though he wasn't moving at all, but in reality, he was just moving too quickly for the camera to record. To accommodate the limitations of the filming technology, directors eventually had to request Bruce to slow down his movements. This was the only way they could capture his actions on film and showcase the full extent of his martial arts prowess. Number 9. The 1-inch punch. In the world of martial arts, there's no shortage of impressive feats. From breaking concrete slabs with ease to executing high-flying jumps, martial artists have long dazzled audiences. Yet, among these many achievements, Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch stands out as perhaps the most renowned. This technique involves Bruce delivering a powerful punch from only an inch away from his target, catapulting them back several meters, often leaving them momentarily incapacitated. This move has not only become a legend in martial arts circles, but has also found its way into popular culture, famously featured in the movie Kill Bill. Despite the minimal distance, Bruce's 1-inch punch packed an extraordinary force. Researchers, including those from Stanford University, have delved into the mechanics behind this iconic move. The punch's effectiveness stems not just from the arm, but from an explosive synergy of the entire body. Bruce would initiate the punch by rapidly straightening his legs, leading to a swift knee extension. This movement would accelerate his hips forward, subsequently driving his shoulder and arm into a forward thrust. The speed of his punch was further amplified as he quickly extended his elbow and flicked his wrist just before the impact, increasing the velocity even more. By the time Bruce's fist made contact, it had harnessed power from some of the body's largest muscle groups, channeling it all into that split-second impact. The resultant force of this punch has been likened to the impact of a car crash at about 50 kilometers per hour. This incredible power explains why Bruce's 1-inch punch was not just a spectacular show of skill, but a highly effective technique that could send opponents reeling, often rendering them momentarily stunned. Number 10. Bruce's kicks sent people literally flying. Bruce Lee's mastery of martial arts wasn't just limited to his hand techniques. His proficiency with his feet was equally formidable. Known for his dedication and intensity, Bruce made use of every tool at his disposal in training, and his feet were no exception. Among the tools he cherished in his training regimen was his training shield, a piece of equipment he frequently used to practice his powerful kicks. Bruce carried this shield wherever he went, making it an integral part of his training. In numerous accounts, it's said that Bruce often invited people to don the training shield for a demonstration of his kicking prowess. Those who accepted his invitation were in for a real surprise. Bruce's kicks were so powerful that, according to various sources, he could send people flying into the air with a single strike. The force behind each kick varied, but the impact was always profound, showcasing his remarkable strength and skill. This ability to literally lift people off the ground with his kicks further cemented Bruce Lee's reputation as not just a martial artist but a force of nature in the realm of combat sports. Number 11. Chuck Norris couldn't beat him. One of Bruce Lee's most memorable fight scenes is in The Way of the Dragon, a film he wrote and directed. This remarkable 10-minute sequence showcases a duel between Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris, renowned as an unbeatable action star. The scene is set in Rome's iconic Colosseum, a choice made by Lee to realize his vision of a showdown between East and West in a historically gladiatorial setting. Despite filming in the Colosseum being against the law, Lee's determination to bring his unique concept to life led to one of the most stunning and well-executed fight sequences in Kung Fu cinema history. The battle between these two martial arts giants was more than just a cinematic spectacle. It was a choreographic masterpiece that set new standards in the genre. The authenticity and fluidity of the combat made it seem almost like a real confrontation. However, despite the intensity on screen, Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris never actually engaged in a real-life fight. Norris, a martial arts legend in his own right and the only Westerner to achieve an 8th-degree black belt grandmaster status in Taekwondo, once candidly admitted in an interview that he stood no chance against Lee. When asked about a hypothetical fight to the death with Bruce Lee, Norris responded, "Bruce, of course. No one can beat him." This acknowledgement from a martial arts master of Norris's caliber not only highlights Lee's extraordinary skills, but also cements his status as a figure larger than life in the world of martial arts. You literally couldn't punch him. Bruce Lee's reputation as a master martial artist was evident early on, yet there were many who doubted his prowess and constantly challenged him to prove his skills. Despite his global fame in the 1960s, he faced numerous invitations to street fights. It seemed some were either skeptical or maybe just had a strange desire to experience his might firsthand. Bruce typically brushed off these challenges, but there were instances where he felt the need to demonstrate his extraordinary abilities. A notable example occurred on the set of Enter the Dragon. Challenged to a fight, Bruce accepted and showcased his unmatched skills. He effortlessly dodged every attack thrown at him and ultimately subdued his opponent, pinning them against a wall in a display of skillful control. After the confrontation, true to his generous nature, Bruce took the time to impart some combat wisdom to his vanquished challenger. Teaching your opponent a lesson after defeating them in combat exemplifies the kind of remarkable person Bruce Lee was. Number 12. He could grab a coin out of your hand and replace it with another coin. Everyone is captivated by the allure of magic, with its ability to challenge our beliefs and make the impossible seem possible. Bruce Lee, a man known for his martial arts prowess, also had a flair for the magical. He reimagined the traditional magic trick, adding his own twist to showcase his incredible speed and dexterity. Typically, a magician might pull a coin from behind someone's ear, but Bruce's version was different. He would start by placing a coin in someone's open palm. He then instructed them to close their fist quickly at the slightest movement from him. This sounds straightforward, but Bruce's speed was astonishing. No one could catch him in the act of removing the coin from their hand. But Bruce didn't stop there. He took the trick to another level by not just removing the coin, but also swapping it with another one, all before the person could even react. This feat was not just a trick, but a demonstration of his extraordinary quickness. One can only imagine how successful Bruce Lee could have been in a different profession, like a pickpocket, with such nimble fingers and swift movements. But fortunately for the world of martial arts and cinema, he chose a different path. Number 13. Same punching power as Muhammad Ali. Bruce Lee, known as the Dragon, was renowned for his extraordinary punching power, epitomized by his legendary 1-inch punch. This punch was so potent that it could strike an opponent with a velocity of 118 miles per hour, exerting a force of 350 pounds, an amount of power akin to that of the boxing icon Muhammad Ali. The remarkable aspect of this comparison lies in the stark contrast between their physiques. Bruce Lee, with his lean frame weighing just 130 pounds, exhibited a similar force in his punch as Ali, who was a more robust figure weighing 260 pounds. This incredible feat underscores Bruce Lee's almost otherworldly abilities. Beyond his physical prowess, Bruce Lee was a voracious learner, constantly seeking to expand his martial arts knowledge. He held a deep fascination for Muhammad Ali, dedicating hours post-training to studying Ali's fight videos and analyzing his techniques meticulously. Bruce didn't confine himself to the traditional kung fu methods. He absorbed techniques from Ali, particularly his celebrated footwork, to outmaneuver opponents. He even encouraged his students to observe Ali's dynamic body movements as a means to enhance their own martial arts skills. This openness to diverse fighting styles set Bruce Lee apart from his contemporaries, sometimes attracting criticism, but ultimately enriching his and his followers' martial arts proficiency. Fans have long speculated about a hypothetical battle between Bruce Lee and Muhammad Ali. While such a fight never materialized, director Robert Klaus shared a revealing anecdote from the set of Enter the Dragon. According to Klaus, Bruce Lee once admitted that he didn't think he could win against Ali in a fight, humbly remarking on the size of his hand compared to Ali's. "Look at my hand. That's a little Chinese hand. He'd kill me," Lee reportedly said. While this imagined clash between the two legends remains a subject of fan debate, it highlights Bruce Lee's respect for Ali's prowess and the intriguing possibilities of what might have been in such a matchup. Number 14. He once dislocated a guy's shoulder with a slap. At this stage, we've delved into the extraordinary strength of Bruce Lee and how his seemingly delicate physique belied his true power. For those who might still harbor doubts about his strength, here's a compelling instance. Despite being so strong that he often required specialized training equipment, Bruce Lee occasionally sparred with actual people. It's perplexing to imagine why anyone would voluntarily choose to spar with someone of Lee's caliber, but it seems some folks in the 1960s had quite a bit of self-belief. Reportedly, during one of these sparring sessions, Bruce Lee managed to dislocate the arm of his opponent. And this was no ordinary opponent. The person he sparred with was a highly skilled martial artist, likely confident in his abilities to take on the Great One. However, the outcome was a dislocated shoulder, a testament to Lee's incredible strength. The intriguing part? Bruce Lee was reportedly surprised at the aftermath. He believed he had not struck with much force, describing what others perceived as a powerful punch to be more akin to a light slap. This incident is a stark reminder of the sheer power that Bruce Lee possessed, often without his full realization. The moral of the story? It's probably wise to stay out of the striking range of a martial arts legend like Bruce Lee. Number 15. He had his sweat glands surgically removed. One of the most astounding and potentially life-altering decisions Bruce Lee ever made, which many believe might have contributed to his untimely demise, was the surgical removal of his armpit sweat glands. A few months before his death, Lee underwent this procedure because he felt that visible sweat under his arms looked unappealing on camera. Given the intense physical nature of his roles, sweating was inevitable during filming. In an effort to address this, he chose to have his sweat glands removed, a crucial part of the body's mechanism for regulating temperature and heat dissipation. This decision, though reflective of his extraordinary commitment to his craft, was perhaps not thoroughly considered in terms of its potential health implications. Some medical professionals have speculated that this surgery may have played a role in his death. The circumstances surrounding Bruce Lee's passing are shrouded in mystery, rife with controversies and conspiracy theories that range from mafia involvement to foul play within the Asian film industry. At the time, Lee's death was officially attributed to cerebral edema, triggered by an allergic reaction to headache medication. However, this explanation has been met with skepticism. In Matthew Polly's biography of Bruce Lee, an alternative theory is presented. Polly suggested that Lee's death was more likely due to heat stroke, exacerbated by his inability to sweat normally following the surgery. This theory is supported by an incident a few weeks prior to his death during the recording of Enter the Dragon, where Lee fainted and convulsed in a hot, air-conditioned-less recording studio. This episode, which nearly led to death by cerebral edema, is thought to be a result of heat stroke, a condition that claims the lives of young athletes in hot climates. Bruce Lee was only 32 when he passed away, leaving behind a legacy of untapped potential and impact. Despite the brevity of his life, his influence remains profound, solidifying his place in history as one of the most extraordinary individuals ever. His story, albeit cut short, continues to inspire and captivate audiences around the world. Reflecting on the incredible accomplishments of Bruce Lee, it's no wonder he's often hailed as the greatest martial artist of all time. His life was a series of extraordinary achievements that seemed almost beyond human capability. This leads to the speculation that perhaps Bruce Lee was more than just an extraordinary human. Maybe he was something akin to a demigod walking among us. It's baffling why so many would dare to challenge him, but those encounters served as undeniable proof of his exceptional abilities. I'm curious to know which of Bruce Lee's feats you found most astonishing. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.